Recognized for your 2 minutes.
Good morning again to everyone and to the people of the Virgin Islands. Madam President, I am in agreement with Bill 360000, and I have a few concerns in terms of seniors. You know, when you're entering public buildings, it should have more ramps there for you, because most of us seniors are suffering with knee issues. So we're asking that we have more accessible of ramps. Also, like my colleague just said, customer service is really needs some help here in our territory. Also, businesses, when you call them, you can't get anyone, you're getting a recorder, and then you have to put in whichever number, and it's very, very frustrating. Sometimes it gets on my nerves.
1 minute.
Also in the bank, when you go to the bank, we like something to be done for our seniors. We stand up there for hours with one teller. By the time you're finished, you need your cane to get out of the bank. So I'm asking that you please look into it. Some of us look very stiffly as seniors, but we have a lot of pain. So we're asking for you to consider these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bailey. Senator Lewis, you're recognized for your 2 minutes.
Morning again. I am fully in support of the bill, but I would like to add, which I'm sure will be an amendment probably in the future. We are discussing access in and out of the building, but while we are in the building, my concern is in the event of an emergency or disaster, depending on the capacity of the building, will the entity be responsible for providing staff in the event of an emergency for exiting or care, or do we have to stand around and wait for 911? That's my concern. And I know Senator Lewis is a hard-working person, so I'm sure he will find a way to see how we can institute any measures as far as emergencies and disaster events. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lewis. Senator Gittins, you're recognized for your 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam President, and good day again to everyone. I stand in favor of this bill. As a senior citizen and a proud resident of the Virgin Islands, I speak not only from experience, but from the shared experience of many in our aging and disabled communities. This is more than a matter of convenience. It is a matter of dignity. Every resident, regardless of age or ability, deserves to move through our public space freely and safely. Moreover, I have an amendment to include constructing sidewalks on all major roadways of the VI. Yes, all major roadways of the VI. And I am from St. Croix, so those of you in St. Croix, you know what I'm talking about. I am speaking about being able to walk on any major roadway. I drive, and I have assisted many persons walking along Queen Mary Highway who are in danger of being hit by cars. One thing I'd like to say, in addition to the safety, walking is a very healthy way to maintain life. In fact, if we could walk more often, we wouldn't be having to go to our various hospitals. You know, I'm serious. You need to think about that. Walking is encouraged by doctors, as you all well know. American with disability, there should be certain standards for the width of these sidewalks. Don't just throw anything up there.
30 seconds.
You need to have a sidewalk that's wide enough for a wheelchair and a pedestrian to walk past there. You need to have a sidewalk that people don't have to stumble over broken concrete. At any rate, I do thank you for listening, and I hope and pray that you incorporate this amendment in this bill. Thank you. I urge my colleagues to support this measure. And I know who you are who talked about sidewalks too.
Thank you, Senator Gittins. Right? Colleagues, I rise in support of this bill, but before I do, I wanted to say something to Senator Vele, because I know that there is a law where government offices are supposed to have live answering, not machines, and they have machines, and so I urge this body to look into that because we do call government offices and you get a machine and you have to go to this number and to that number, and there is a law that says they're supposed to have a live person. So I do urge this body to look into that as it relates to government offices. I do rise in support of this bill to provide accommodations for the elderly, the disabled, and seniors, to provide access to public buildings and sidewalks. I stand in support of this bill because as a community, we must assist in providing our seniors and disabled members the opportunity to continue to be self-sufficient. Only through the ability to access public buildings and sidewalks readily and easily can they accomplish this goal of self-sufficiency. It is the responsibility and duty of the leaders in this community to assist in every way possible and to pass laws that will ensure that the most vulnerable members of our community are provided for.
1 minute.
Although this bill may require a little tweaking in its language for clarity of intent, I wholeheartedly support this bill. Colleagues, we have exhausted our round of questioning. Do I hear a motion? Who said it? Point of information, Senator DeGraff.
I promise I'll be very short. I would like to have specific lines for seniors in some of our grocery stores, our drug stores. There's a specific drugstore, I won't call the name, I know you folks know who I'm talking about, where I have been standing for like 30 minutes. And for you folks who know me or who don't know me, I'm walking with a cane now. And I can't stand up for 30 minutes. I mean, come on. Let's have lines specifically for the seniors in these places. Okay? You know what I mean. Do like the post office. Whenever I go into the post office, they always say, come on up, regardless of how long the line is. And this is how it should be. I am a senior citizen, and you need to let me get in the front of the line. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, President.
Amendment. This thing ain't working. Amendment.
No, she just said point of information, so she just
Okay.
did a statement.
Amendment.
Point of information, I recognize Senator Frederick, and then I will recognize Senator Heiliger.
Amendment.
Express a concern which has to do with our beaches. God has provided the sea as a therapeutic measure for people, especially seniors. And if not all of us, we know that going in the sea is a healthy thing. So no one should have any right to hinder a citizen from accessing the sea. Just because someone has money and bought the land should not give that individual any right to prevent the citizens from accessing the waters of the land.
There's a law for that.
So I'm asking that we seriously consider. If someone has land and they feel they do not want the citizens to pass through their land, provision need to be made, because the sea is therapeutic for all, not only because you have money that you and your family can access that. It's a God-given right. So I just want to thank you, Madam President, for allowing me to express that concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Frederick. And I was just informed that there is already a law about public access to the beaches and the land. So if you are having a particular problem, I suggest you contact the senators so that we can get on it, because it's already in the code. Senator Heiliger.
I want to use myself as an example. I'm a senior, 77 years old, close to 78. I feel young, but at this age, our bodily functions change. When you enter a building, there is no furniture to sit down. Public buildings, you have to stand, no sitting. But the one thing that really needs to be addressed, the bathrooms are turned left, then you go right, then you go down the hallway, you have to get the key. You will mess yourself by the time all of this is finished. So I am saying that once you enter public buildings, the bathrooms need to be close enough, especially when you're walking, or by the time you get to the building, you want to use the bathroom and you have to do too much to get your business done.
Amendment.
If somebody object, then we're going to have to vote on it if they object. But if there are no objections, somebody say recognize for the amendment.
Amendment.
Okay.
Senator Blyden, you are recognized for your amendment.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Amendment T-36-1 to Bill number 3600 to amend in the following instances. A, in the whereas clauses on line 6, by inserting after the word spaces the word preference and priority. B, in section 1, by inserting a new subsection B to read as follows and redesignating the remaining subsections accordingly. B, in section 323, insert after the words non-skid surface, meeting the ADA standard of a minimum SCOF, whatever that means, of 0.8 for ramps and slopes. I so move.
So you're going to say properly moved.
Okay, I don't know who seconded.
Who seconded it?
Who seconded it?
Fonseca. Fonseca and Volquez. And the graph.
I wanted to repeat the motion because she went so fast. I didn't hear what she said. Okay. Amendment was properly moved by Senator Blyden and seconded by Senators Fonseca, Bolkis, and de Graaf.
Hearing no objection.
Any objections?
Hearing no objection.
Hearing no objections, so ordered.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
You have another amendment?
Let's see if you have any more.
Do I ask?
Yeah.
Are there any other amendments? Amendment? Wait.
Amendment before the motion.
Uh-huh.
Recognize.
Okay, amendment.
Senator Gittins.
Gittins.
Amendment, Senator Gittins, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you. I
You have an amendment?
I move to offer an amendment to Bill 36-0000, Section 329, sidewalks. The statement, paragraph paragraph 6, Section 329A is amended as follows. Sidewalks must be constructed on all major roadways within the Virgin Islands to allow physically disabled persons and senior citizens reasonable access thereto.
Okay, this don't have sidewalks on it.
I so move. Second. Thank you.
Objection? Okay, what do I say?
Properly moved by
Okay.
seconded by.
Amendment was properly moved by Senator Gittins and seconded.
You know how the major roads.
Oh, do you object? Did you object?
Yeah, there's a point of order. Senator Francis?
What rule has been broken?
What rule?
Madam President, I rise with a question.
What rule has been broken?
Was the amendment circulated?
You said you want to see the
He's-
amendment circulated?
Was the amendment circulated? No, right? No, it wasn't circulated.
Was the original one? So
We did discuss it. We discussed it. Yes, it was circulated
but since it was a mock session,
Was.
since it's a mock session,
and discussed.
Since it's a mock session, we will allow it.
Objection, objection,
Objection, Senator Blyden?
yes. The reason, we need to debate this. We need to debate this.
Point of order. You're seated. You need to.
Sorry, I object to the amendment. And it needs a debate.
Okay, okay, so what happened? What happened?
2-minute debate time.
Yeah.
yeah, what's the objection? Answer what's the
What is the objection?
We are familiar with the roads in St. Croix, right? Yes. And St. Thomas. You know the road from east to west, from Frederickstead to Christiansted, and back on Melvin Evans Highway?
Yes.
You also know the road, Queen Mary Highway, from Frederickstead to Christiansted and back?
Yes.
Where are you going to assume that a senior and a disabled person, a physically disabled person, is going to traverse those roads on their feet?
They do every day.
No. I don't see disabled persons walking roads here like that. And also, you have to, and who is going to pay for it? Who is going to pay to build those sidewalks?
Okay, so what happened now?
Okay, so we're giving them a 2-minute debate time.
And everybody get a chance.
I reserve the balance of my time.
Madam President, may I be recognized?
Just 1 minute, just a minute. Senator Gittins, you are recognized for your two-minute debate time. 2-minute timekeeper.
Why are you picking up?
2-minute debate time. No, this is debate time.
Okay.
You
All
may go
right.
ahead.
All right. Senator Blyden, number one, I said roadways. I didn't say highways. I said roadways, number one. Number two, when we had this discussion last week, a voice did rise up and say, the entire roadway, and I said, yes, the entire roadway. If you'd like, I'd like to quote you some of the statistics about that roadway. Okay, I'm not going to worry about time right now. Am I, Madam President? All right. I reserve the balance of my time. Reserve. So what happened?
Balance of our time was reserved. Senator Blyden, your 2 minutes debate time.
Number one, a roadway. A roadway is any place that you traverse in, you drive or you walk in.
Senator
So a highway is still a roadway. Any street is a roadway. Any path is a roadway. Wherever you walk or drive on is a roadway. So the Melvin Evans Highway is also a roadway. Queen Mary Highway is also a roadway because you walk or drive on it, right? No. And plus, there's no funding source in the amendment. I reserve the balance of my time.
Madam President, may I?
How much time does Senator Gittin ask that?
Timekeeper.
Ask about it. Yeah, timekeeper.
Timekeeper, how much time does Senator Gittens have left?
Senator Gittens has 51 seconds.
And Senator Blyden?
45 seconds.
Senator Gittens, you have 51 seconds.
Thank you. Senator Blyden, some statistics. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. First, roadways means just that. And yes, I have seen people walking along Melvin Evans Highway. I realize that that should be reserved for
30 seconds.
for vehicles, but it's not. People are walking on it. In February 2022, a pedestrian 56-year-old man was crossing Queen Mary Highway in the area of the Freedom City gas station, was struck and killed by a fast-moving vehicle. In June 2022, a pedestrian sustained life-threatening injuries after being struck by a vehicle in La Grande Princess near Quality Grocery located on Northside Road. In April of this year, a 54-year-old woman was struck and killed by a vehicle in a hit-and-run crash.
Okay. Time. 45 seconds, Senator Blyden.
Those persons you identified, were they seniors and or physically disabled persons?
She can't respond.
Plus, I would ask the finance chair to give some
30 seconds.
information about the finances for this amendment. Finance chair.
For the rest of his time.
How much time is left?
15 seconds.
Senator Francis, you're recognized for 15 seconds.
This is an unfunded trick. So we would have to look at probably the Gavi funds or transportation funds, or even in this day and age, keep your fingers closed. With all the tariffs that you're talking about, so
Time.
that we are hearing about. So, so.
Okay, all time have expired. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call? A roll call on the amendment that having a sidewalk on all roadways.
Roll call on the Gittins amendment.
Roll call on Senator Gittins' amendment. No. All time has expired.
Senator Marvin A. Blyden? No. Senator Blyden? Nay. Senator Angel L. Bolquist Jr.? Nay. Senator Bolquist? Nay. Senator Dwayne M. DeGraff? Yes. Senator DeGraff? Yay. Senator Roy Ray Fonseca. Nay. Senator Fonseca, nay. Senator Novel E. Francis Jr. Senator Francis, nay. Senator Alma Heiliger Francis. Oh, sorry. Alma Francis Heiliger. Yay. Yay. Senator Hubert L. Fredericks. Senator Fredericks, nay. Senator Kenneth L. Gittins. Yes. Senator Gittins, yes. Okay, Senator Marie C. James.
I would say maybe the stipulation.
Nay. What? Nay. Senator James. Nay. Senator Franklin D. Johnson. Yes. Senator Johnson, yay. Senator Carla J. Joseph. Nay. Senator Joseph, nay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Oh, okay. Sorry, Senator Clifford. Senator Clifford A. Joseph Sr. Nay. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Senator Lewis, nay. Senator Milton E. Potter.
Nay.
Senator Potter, nay. Senator Cott A. Valley. Senator Valley, nay. Madam President, 4 yeas, 11 nay.
Amendment has failed.
We have a motion.
We have a motion.
Motion, Madam President. Madam President, I move that bill number 360000, an act amending Title 29 Virgin Island Code, Chapter 5A, to establish adequate access and resting area in public buildings to senior citizen and physically disabled person as amended. Be voted on, favor, and send to the governor for his consideration. I so move.
Okay, someone put this
Whoever you hear,
I ain't hear nobody.
properly moved by Court
Who's
Bailey,
second?
seconded by Blyden. DeGraff. Seconded by Blyden and DeGraff.
Everybody fight.
Seconded by Blyden, DeGraff, and Balkers. So properly moved by Senator Court Bailey.
Motion was properly moved by Senator Kurt Bailey and seconded by Senator Blyden, DeGraff, Bolkes,
Johnson.
and the rest of the senators. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call? Oh, do we repeat? 1 minute, please. I'm sorry. They read the bill with the amendment first, right? Before the roll call?
Did the amendment fail?
No, she put a motion, so you have to read the bill with the amendment.
Or the amendment?
The bill
And
as
the
amended.
bill as amended. Yeah.
Madam Clerk, the clerk, right? Can you please read the bill as amended?
Roll call on the bill is
You getting a roll call? Read it first. Okay. To hear what it says.
Consideration of the bill and act amending Bill number 36-0000, an act amending Title 29 Virgin Islands Code, Chapter 5A to establish adequate access and resting areas in public buildings to senior citizens and physically disabled persons. As amended.
Has been favorably voted upon.
Okay, so now I'll call for the roll call. Roll call.
Senator Marvin A. Blyden? Yes. Senator Blyden? Yes. Click it? Okay. Senator Angel L. Bolquest Jr.? Yes. Senator Bolquest? Yes. Senator... Okay. Okay. Senator Dwayne M. DeGraff? Yes. Senator DeGraff, yes. Senator Ray Fonseca? Yeah. Senator Fonseca, yeah. Senator Novel E. Francis Jr.? Yeah. Senator Francis, yeah. Senator Alma Francis Heiliger? Yes. Francis Heiliger, yeah. Senator Hubert L. Frederick? Yes. Senator Fredericks, yeah. Senator Kenneth L. Gittens? Yes. Senator Gittens, yeah. Senator Maurice C. James? Yes. Senator James, yeah. Senator Franklin D. Johnson? Yes. Senator Johnson? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Senator Carla J. Joseph? Yeah. Senator Joseph, yeah. Senator Clifford A. Johnson, Sr., Joseph Sr. Senator Joseph, yeah. Senator Avery L. Lewis. Yeah. Senator Lewis, yeah. Senator Milton E. Potter.
Yes.
Senator Potter, yeah. Senator Court A. Valley. Yeah. Senator Valley, yeah. Madam President, 15 yeah.
Colleagues, Bill number 36-0000, an act amending Title 29, Virgin Islands Code, Chapter 5A, to establish adequate access and resting areas in public buildings to senior citizens and physically disabled persons as amended has been favorably voted upon by this body and will be forwarded to the governor for final consideration and action.
There you go. Senator Lewis, point
of information.
If. Whoa.
Recognize the point of it.
Who must recognize first?
Recognize the point of it.
Senator Giddens, you're recognized for your point of information.
Thank you, Madam President. If we can find monies to pay retroactive monies for the governor and the lieutenant governor, we can find monies for the safety and well-being of our seniors and the disabled. In addition to that, those of you who have problems with the amendment are drivers. You all own cars. I'm talking about people who don't have cars, and it's not just the seniors, it's the disabled, young, old, male, female, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Gittens. Point of personal privilege, Senator Lewis.
Thank you, Madam President. No. I know they're going to join now. Okay, good.
Okay, go ahead.
Let everybody get it. Just start from the beginning.
Point of personal privilege, Senator DeGraff.
Okay, again, thank you, Madam President, this is a part of the script because Mr. Milligan is retiring Friday, and I'd like to make sure if he could come up and then everybody, you're going to do this, you can honor him. Thank you. Good.
Give everybody 1 minute.
Okay, say that again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. All right.
Everybody will get 1 minute point of personal privilege.
Every senator.
One.
All right. Every senator will get 1 minute for their point of personal privilege, starting with Senator DeGraff. Stop. She's not here.
Oh, I thought you mean
Thank you, Madam President. Again, it has been my honor to be here, have a fellow Savanero representing me, and here in support of Senator Johnson and Senator Francis Heiliger, these young lady, my former teacher. She was Miss Fraser then, now she's Miss Payne. But again, thank you for that. And seniors are very special to me and to all of us. But the things, like I said, I wanted to mention specifically Mr. Milligan for all he has done, and all the persons, the human services that have provided services for our seniors, senior number one. So I just want to make sure on the record where the camera is showing, we could have Mr. Milligan come up here so the Virgin Islands can see him for all prosperity going forward, to see the services that he did for the people of the Virgin Islands and specifically for our seniors. Thank you for the time, Madam President.
Senator Bulkey.
Thank you, Madam President, and good morning. Madam President, good morning, colleagues, and of course the listening and viewing audience. And of course, I am honored to have True Bond St. Jonian represent me as the Senator at large here today, Ms. Guinevere Heinemann. And I thank her for all that she's done in our society for the island of St. John, along with all of the other representatives here today, along with everyone who's here in the chambers. Good morning. And I wanted to also express thanks to the Commissioner of the Department of Human Services, along with Mr. Milligan, for all of their efforts and work in this area. And of course, having this Older Americans Month mock session is an important part of how we are able to come together in a forum such as this to hear your concerns directly, and of course to do our part as legislators to support you in the endeavors that we think are important for our society. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. God bless you, and thank you for the time, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator Bulkey. Senator Frederick.
Pleasant good morning. Hello. Pleasant good morning. I want to thank my colleagues for this opportunity, the seniors for coming out and showing us how it's really done, for Central staff for their awesome help, and for the mock Central staff for doing your job. Thank you so much. This is a learning experience for me. This is the first time I've experienced this. We did one with the Girl Scouts, and that was fun. This one is even better because you're seeing some of the concerns that you, the taxpayers, you've paid into this system. We've seen now what your concerns are, and it's our job now to make sure you get your money's worth. It's not fair for us to fill everybody else's concerns, but the people who actually paid into the system, their concerns are not being met. So this was an eye-opener for me. Thank you so much. It's unfortunate we can't get every road have a sidewalk, but that's okay. You know, at some point we're gonna get better roads, better sidewalks. So keep advocating. I really appreciate this. Keep advocating. Push us, because we represent you, and we need to be led in the right direction. Sometimes we get a little, off-centered.
Time.
So thank you so much for all you've done, and I appreciate Mr. Sylvester and Ms. Smith-Berry for helping us out today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Frederick. Senator Francis.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for the time and opportunity. I too want to join in commending the work that has been done by the Department of Human Services. Every year they come here. I think this is my 9th time participating in this, and of course we had to cancel last year because of the weather, and we're extremely disappointed in that. We look forward to this every single year, and I want to also extend congratulations and thanks to our Executive Director's Office. There's a lot of work that goes into putting on this type of event. It's no easy feat, and we commend them for doing that. I also want to thank Mr. Deline for representing me today. I think he did an excellent job. And you can have my seat any day you want. In wrapping up, I too want to really commend the work, the hard work that's been put forth by Mr. Alvin Milligan. It's truly sad to see him leave this position. I try to encourage him to stay a little longer. I try to offer him an incentive to stay a little longer, but we have to respect when time is up for you. You have something else that he wants to do in life. We could appreciate that. So thank you, Alvin, from the bottom of my heart, again, for all the work that you do here. He's actually transitioning. He's not retiring because we want to see him in church at funerals and playing music, and he got a lot more things to do. So really, thank you, Alvin, for all that you have done. God bless you. And God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Senator Francis. Senator James.
Thank you, Madam President. First of all, I want to thank Pearl Flax, who happens to be the classmate of one of my colleagues. And she did a wonderful job today. Thank you so much. And I have a Brandy who actually turned out to be just like me. She came out of left field. So I really want to thank you for being here with me today. I also want to say to Senator Novell Francis, the senior, that Nelson Mandela became president at the age of 78. So when he said you could sit in his seat, I think he really meant it. I also want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank Mr. Alvin Milligan for all that you have done for our seniors. From the bottom of my heart, I could say so much more. I really want to thank all the seniors who are here today because wisdom only comes from lived experience and maturity. And I was not surprised to hear any of you speak today because you came from a wise place. And so I appreciated your presence today. I want to say that just like you, I have more behind me than in front of me in terms of lived years. But as we get older, we learn to savor our lives more because the candies are more precious to us. And I got that from a poet.
Time.
So I want to thank you all for being here and wish you the best in your lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator James. Senator Fonseca.
And pleasant good morning to everybody. And I'd like to say a special thank you to Commissioner Avril George. You know, she was here with us all day yesterday. As a matter of fact, she even told me, Fonseca, I need a seat. I was right here from 9 to 4:35 yesterday. You know, as the chair of the Health, Hospitals, and Human Services Committee, we need all the senators to continue to help us to fix the elderly issues. Special thanks to Merla Phillips. You know, she's a stroke victim survivor. We have a bill right now. It's in the Finance Committee. I believe we have funding where we're going to be providing the bracelets for all the stroke victim survivors. I'd like to thank the whole 36th legislature. Recently, you know, we approved millions of dollars for both hospitals, but the work is still to be done. We have to address, like Ms. Merla Phillips said, the residents in the elderly years need more assisted units and more elderly living facilities. So we have to continue to do the work of the elderly, and I'm so fortunate, and thanks to everybody for continuing to assist us. Blessings. Well, Sapopa.
Thank you, Senator Fonseca. Senator Blyden.
Thank you, Madam President, and good morning to my colleagues. Good morning to the beautiful seniors in the audience. Thank you for being here, and good morning to the beautiful people of the Virgin Islands. I must say, first of all, I want to give thanks to all that participated today. I want to give thanks to Mr. Milligan for the work you have done over the years for our seniors, and I really appreciate that and I respect you. Commissioner George, continue the good work when it comes to our seniors. Everyone knows seniors hold a special place in my heart, and this is the best session of the year. I look forward to the session every year. I want to give special thanks to my senator, Mary Harley, a 40-year educator, 40 years. And she was on point today again, as usual. I want to thank you for representing well and basically advocating on behalf of the seniors with the amendment. She did have several other amendments in the first bill, but they took them out, so we were good. But again, I want to thank all of the seniors for representing their senators. You all did a very good job today, I must say. And I appreciate all of you. And again, everybody stay blessed, and I look forward to eating the food. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Blyden. Senator Bailey.
Thank you, Madam President. I think it's only fitting that before I say any comments that we pay tribute to a great senior that we just lost this weekend, Edgy, 10 sleepless nights. Elred Christian, could hear his voice ringing in my ear because one of my favorite events is listening to Stanley on a regular basis. So let's have a moment of silence for Mr. Colleagues, if you could please stand. A moment of silence for Mr. Elred Edgy Christian. Eldred. Okay, thank you. So now you can start my minute, okay? That was... Okay, you got it there. It's a good day, and congratulations to all of the seniors. It was good to have some educators as senators in the House. Okay, because we had my good colleague that I battled with for years, Janet Smith, Charlotte Amali, and we have Eudora Ken holding the House, Ms. Letsum. Eudora Ken administration, long-time educator, so it's good for you guys to be here. For our superintendent, I mean, Ms. P, we just have so many educators, so thank you guys, and look at how educators age so gracefully. Look at all of them, so gracefully. We have a long-time human services employee, 30 years in human services. Okay, Miss Bashton Felician, long-time human services employee. I want to thank her. She did a wonderful job today, and I'm rushing now. And just listening to all of the seniors, colleagues, in their 2-minute debate time, they outlined so much issues that need to be solved. So much issues that we might think is simplistic, but it's so serious. Calling the phone and going to a recording despite legislation that speaks that you must have somebody to answer the phone.
Time.
Standing in a bank line for a long period of time with no place to sit. So your concerns were heard. I just sat here and I just kept on nodding my head saying, they have it so right. And we have to really try our best as to how we're going to be able to address these concerns. Alvin Milligan, you have been great to human services. You have been great to the senior population. I saw your interaction with my parents, my mom, my father at the senior center. And the senior center can't be the same without you. So I have begged him to make sure that on a regular basis he visits the senior center every week 2 or 3 times, or the enrollment is going to decline. So you got to go. Because you cooking bullfoot soup and sauce and all kind of thing. People coming for that. You think people won't come there for McDonald's and Kentucky? Bullfoot soup, sauce, callaloo, fried fish. So you got to stay. So I am appealing to you, make sure, okay? Congratulations to Alvin. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Vélez. Senator Lewis.
Thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, our lovely seniors. You know, it's a pleasure today. I was surprised this weekend. I was away. And when I came in this morning, I saw my cousin in the hallway. And I said, Celia, what are you doing here today? She said, you didn't know I'm you today? I said, me? But I know that's my lovely cousins from Seaside in Southside. So I ain't here alone. But I have to recognize my St. John crew. Because from time I made it to St. John, those ladies embraced me and showed me plenty love. Man, if you're from St. John, throw your hand in the air. You see there? Small but mighty and full of love. And the one thing I have to say today, besides showing my gratitude to Mr. Milligan, even when I was St. Thomas administrator, him and Ms. George and even the previous commissioner, we never miss a Centurion birthday. We always visited them. And Mr. Milligan kept, Madam President, can I continue? Mr. Milligan kept on me and the administration to make sure that we deliver. But the one thing I have to say before I stop is this bill that they brought today was so timely because tomorrow we have Office of Disaster and Recovery in front of us. And these are the type of questions we need to make sure we ask. And in their planning, we need to make sure that they include these things in these new structures that is being built around town. It's not just for the young or whatever, but we have to include it for our seniors because we too, well, I bordering on the senior side soon, gonna need these accommodations. So I just like to say to everyone, let's have a great day. And in those in St. Thomas, St. John area, the senators on this side soon will have a little treat for you because we didn't have an opportunity to really celebrate Older Americans Month. So we'll be letting you know what's coming forward. But again, thank you to my classmate, Ms. Jorgen, Commissioner George, Avril George, Mr. Milligan, the whole Human Services, and all who out there that caring for a loved one or senior. Thank you for all you do. Have a great day.
Thank you, Senator Lewis. Senator Gittins.
Thank you, Madam President. And this time I would like equal time, please. Thank you. You know, let me start first with something that the Secretary just spoke about, having disaster recovery coming before us tomorrow and the questions we should be asking. He is so on point because we're doing a lot of ribbon cutting these days. But while we're cutting a lot of things too. You know, I say that I am very proud and I'm happy to see our facilities reopening again. But my one disappointment the other day again at the Vincent Mason pool was that when you go there, you have seen such a reduction in the facilities. So we're talking about restroom facilities. When you go to that facility now, you've gone from a whole locker room that used to have about 6 to 8 shower stalls down to 1 today. With the amount of summer students and people in the community that's going to be utilizing that facility, imagine from 6 to 8 to 1. The plumbing, no good. And then again, we reopened the...
Time.
No, not already. Got to be impossible. We reopened the fish market in St. Croix. Finally, after how many years? Again, plumbing issues with the small drain hole that they have there. Listen, if we're going to do things, let's do it right. All right? Do it right from the onset. But let me go to the positive side because I want to really give a heartfelt thank you to all you seniors who are here. You're not just our elders, but you're our guideposts as well with your experience that you have brought. It is our time now to work on not only your behalf, but on behalf of our young people. I hear a lot of my colleagues saying that this is their best session. My best session is 2. This one and the one with the Girl Scouts, the young people. The only thing that I would like to see going forward is that we get some Boy Scouts in here too. Because they ain't just the girls and they ain't just the senior people, but we need the boys and the Girl Scouts up inside here so that we could try to do things. Let me go over quickly to Mr. Milligan. I too want to publicly thank you for your all that you've done in government throughout and all that you're doing for our churches. Although you're a Moravian or a Catholic, because you do it to everyone. But this is our organist throughout, and not only throughout the island of St. Croix, but even in the territory. You know, this is a man of many hats. But I want to be real as well. While he is retiring, I know, like many of his colleagues, are truly frustrated as well. And as they're frustrated, we as leaders need to have the talk with them to see how we could reduce some of their frustration in government. I always tell people that government is a place where we work for the people, not for ourselves. And if we start to understand this, I think we will do a little better, because we're going to realize sooner or later we're going to be in y'all chair. We're going to be right where you are, and hoping that people work in on our behalf and in our best interest. Ms. Tyler, correct? People would think that I was telling all what to do. I had a thing to do with the amendment.
Time.
Not a thing.
Time.
But I was happy to hear her talk about those sidewalks, because again, Madam President, if I may wrap up here, I have an elderly aunt as well, who I'm pretty sure looking at this. And in front of her house on Mars Hill in Frederickstead, there's a big mahogany tree there that tore up the whole sidewalk. The children that are walking from the one housing community going to the Claudio Marco School now have one of two options: either to walk in her property or walk in the street. She's at the point where she ain't chasing nobody, child, from walking on her property, because like she said, she preferred that they walk on her property than to walk in the street and be hit by a car. While that same mahogany tree is also not only tearing up the sidewalk, but tearing up her cistern. Just about every 8 months, we got to go down in that cistern to repair it. So we have some real issues in this community. I thank you all very much for this thought-provoking bill. We need to look at this for real. Thank you all so much, and thank you to the Department of Human Services for all that you do with our seniors. I know we could do a lot more, and we just need to put our heads together. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Senator Gittins. Senator Potter.
Good afternoon, everybody. I really thank y'all for being here. Thank you for making this a priority. I really believe that the ultimate test of a moral society is the manner in which we treat our seniors. It really is. I think as leaders in this body, we have every incentive to do our very best to support causes for seniors, because I think that the Almighty will judge us accordingly. So we have every incentive to do right by our senior citizens. I want to really thank my president for today. We couldn't have selected a better president. Ms. Lydia Letsom, she did an awesome and incredible job. I think when you bring educators, I know we have several educators here, in the group. I think they really raise the level of discourse, to a top-notch level. I want to really thank again Mr. Alvin Milligan for his lifelong commitment to seniors. Thank you very much, sir, for the fine work that you've done. Of course, I ain't gonna call her Lucinda again. I'm gonna call her Cindy. Thank Sharice. Sharice, thank you very much for all that you do consistently on behalf of our seniors. I want to thank the Commissioner, Avril George. Avril George has a stack of things on her desk this high that she could be doing. But she saw this as being so important and so significant that she spent the morning with us for our seniors. I want to thank you, Commissioner, for that in a big way. I want to thank the entire Department of Human Services team, because it really takes team effort to pull something like this off. It seems seamless, it seems easy, but everybody doing their small part makes
the difference. So I want to thank you all. Any human services employees? I see Julie. Stand up, human services employee. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you so much. Look, we have a lot of good sessions, but without question, to me, this is the session that I most look forward to on an annual basis. It really is. It kind of recharges me. So I appreciate you for coming. We have a great meal downstairs, great lunch downstairs for you. Before I do that though, the beach jamboree that was scheduled for March 13th at Kramer's Park, March 30th, May 30th at Kramer's Park will now be at the Frederiksted pool. So the Vincent Mason pool, the same thing that the pool that the Vice President just mentioned. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, before we go, we want to give Mr. Alvin Milligan, I know this is impromptu, but we want to give you a couple minutes if Ms. Lydia Letson, the President, will allow, okay, to come up and say a few words, Mr. Milligan. Yes, you can.
Good day. Most of you know that I'm very shy. That's not true, though. But nevertheless, I just want to thank each and everyone for all the accolades that you shared here today. Retirement for me is twofold. And I'll share with you on a personal note. I made 32 years in this government, and my grandmother, who I was raised by, Miriam Milligan, she was supposed to retire April 1st of the year when she made her 32nd year, and she passed away on March 26th. That was not going to happen to Alvin. I'll be around. I am a Virgin Islander, 9th generation Crucian to be exact. But I always say, Senator Bolkes and all my St. John Passy, St. John is my first love. That would never change. First time I traveled, I went to St. John at 3 years old when I was in the Head Start program. And ever since, that has been my first love. No, we flew at Antilles Airport, then they used to go straight to St. John. That's how long ago it was. And my job here at Human Services was not a novice to me because I knew my grandmother, I knew my great-grandmother, and I knew my great-great-grandmother. I knew my grandmother's grandmother. So I was privileged to have that. So it wasn't awkward for me to be around the elderly or, well, I am elderly because I am well young, okay? But nevertheless, I am too pleased with what happened here today. I think this is the largest crowd we've had in a long time. Right? So I am grateful, and just to let you know, I appreciate everything. I have no place to go. I said to somebody that day, and I think I showed you too, Senator Gittes, I have my burial spot already in Frederiksted Cemetery. I was born and raised in Frederiksted. And one of the things somebody said to me, what are you going to do? I said, I know on Monday morning, I ain't going to nobody walk. I am grateful. But Commissioner George, I want to thank you. You came on board at a pivotal time, and I think we kind of got into, and it's nothing personal, and you know, people are like, oh, you're retiring, blah, 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 blah. It's at some time you have to say, change the chapter. All right, but I would always be an advocate for my beloved seniors. I see Attorney Gotti in the house. I'd like to personally thank you as well, because over the years, you've always been a great advocate for our seniors. And to Cherise, and I know you got Cindy in your mind, but it's Cherise. Cherise, I would also want to publicly thank you as well, because all that you do, and I would say this, the Department of Human Services is a big department, but when it comes to the Division of Senior Citizens of FINA, because I stand at the helm, I'll put them against any division, because it's a few of us, but we work hard, and it's passionate. I tell them, if you don't have a heart for seniors, don't come. I have seen application, Commissioner, you know that too. Come, I said nothing to August to them, they're awkward. Don't even consider them. So I am hoping, I know Ms. Kishma Vincent, my assistant, is here, and she would lead him starting Monday. So I ask publicly that everybody gives her the same support that they gave to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Milligan. And I just want to ask Dr. Gadi to stand and be recognized too for all your efforts and contributions. Thank you so very much. Yeah, good point. Mr. Secretary made a good point. Media, can you pan the room so that people in the audience will have an appreciation for the persons who came out this morning and this afternoon for the program, if it's possible for you to do so. Let's give them a round. All right.
It's a heavy seat to sit in. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my beloved seniors. Special permission to sit in the president's seat. As the Department of Human Services Commissioner, I just want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the legislature, the senators, the staff at the legislature, and everybody for this opportunity for the seniors. I think this is one of the events that they were so looking forward to be here in the legislature today. October month is not for the weak. Every senator, May month is not for the weak. Sorry, May month is not. I'm looking forward to October to celebrate again with my seniors. May month is not for the weak. The seniors had a fun-filled, packed month of activities from the beginning to the end, and they came out to all activities because this month was all about celebrating them and making sure that they feel appreciated. Our theme for this year is Flip the Script. Flip the script on aging. And we really did it this month. We flipped the script. Seniors are dear to my heart because my mom is a senior as well, and I know she's watching on TV. Hi, Mommy. But I just want to say we really appreciate you welcoming us into your house and having the seniors feel appreciated and having them do what they do best. As you can see, their mouth is not tired. They can represent themselves well. And that is one of the things we want to make sure that our seniors know that they have a voice. And when they have a 911, guess who they call? Me. I'm the 911. So on behalf of all our seniors territory-wide, thank you for your support this month on our activities. I also want to take the opportunity to thank everyone that supported us, from our sponsors, Brian Roach Administration, DH. I can go down the line we can go down the line. The minute we start to call names, we're going to get in trouble, so I'll stop there. But everyone that participated and has supported our seniors for Senior Month, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And not only celebrate them this month, but celebrate them throughout the year. Not only 1 month. Celebrate your seniors throughout the year. And I'll ask my team, like we always say, you look to the person next to your left, and what do you say? We appreciate you. So take the time, look to the person to your left and say, we appreciate you. You look to the person to the right and say, we love you. And then we say, as we say, my team know we always say DHS on the rise. So on the count of 3, we'll say DHS on the rise. I won't mention anything about Mr. Milligan leaving because I'm going to get emotional. But on behalf of the team, we give Mr. Milligan another round of applause for his service. And I'll say my goodbye separate. You won't get me on camera crying or getting emotional. But thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of DHS, the awesome staff at DHS, not just the senior team, but our entire team. We say thank you for all your support. Thank you.
Point of order. Point of privilege.
We want to also say happy birthday to Miss Maul Baker in advance. I know your birthday is next week, so happy birthday to you. We want to say a happy belated birthday to our very own majority leader, Sir Kurt Viele, whose birthday was yesterday. Monday. So he rapidly becoming a senior. He is rapidly just a hair away. So you've joined me. Senator, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, on behalf of yourself and the entire 36th legislature, we have a little token of appreciation for all who participated here today. We have a certificate of participation, and I'll be calling it. I'll ask my colleagues if we could come in the front, please, so we could, as we call the names, the individuals will come forward and receive their certificate. Colleagues. Is Hartley ready? Okay, I wouldn't call it.
So just skip that one. I can't find it.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Number 600 of State Ballot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go in the line. Seniors, as I call your name, please come forward. Before I hand the certificate reads as follows. Certificate of participation. This certificate is presented to person for participation in the Senior Citizenship Day mock session at the Legislature of the Virgin Islands on Wednesday, May 28, 2025. Is signed by Senator Milton E. Potter, Senate President of the 36th Legislature of the Virgin Islands, and it has our seal, Older Americans Month, flip the script on aging, May 2025, with the Legislature seal and the Department of Human Services seal. Beautiful certificate. Our first is Jeanette Smith Barry. You could give her. Maybe. Mary Holly. Where's Mary Holly? I'll ask Ms. Smith. You can stand on this, have her stand on this side so we can get a picture with all of them at the end. You can stand on that side. Miss Jeanette Smalls. She's coming. Take your time, Miss Smalls. We just stand on the side. We're going to take a picture with all of you at the end. Right there, Miss Smith. Mr. Lloyd Watts. Right there. Go, you got to go down and shake the hand. Shake everybody's hand. Mr. Lloyd Watts. We have a Mr. Lloyd Watts. No, he go. Let me go. Oops. No, this one. Oh. Huh? He was the sergeant of arms. Miss Gladys Jorgen. Come, give me that. What up, eh? Maybe Barbara Heiliger. People right there. We'll ask if we miss anybody.
Miss Edna Freeman. Miss Erlene Letsom. Stenographer, Miss Letsom. Our photographer, Miss Delta Malone. Can somebody take the camera and take a picture of her? Can you take a picture of her for us, please? Miss Lynette Fahy. Foy, Miss Lynette Foy. Potter. Our favorite person, Father Anthony Abraham. Miss Lillian Garfield. Miss Maxine Fleming. Where Maxine gone? Oh, she coming. Maxine, come. Miss Merlene Felician. Mr. Eloy Sylvester. Miss Pearl Flax. Miss Geneva Rodriguez. Miss Philippa Smith. Is Miss Tyler? Huh? Oh, sorry. Miss Iva Brandy. Miss Clefren F. Deland. Oh, Mr. Clefren F. Deland. I apologize. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Deland. Celia Herman. Guinevere Heineman. Miss Guinevere Heineman. Miss Esther Merla Phillips. Thank you, Miss Phillips. Rosalia Payne. Miss Lydia Letsom. That's the President Letsom. Miss Wilma Phillip. You don't hear already. Did we miss anybody? Did everybody get there? So that's it? How are we going to do this? We'll have them come in front? How are you going to do that? You'll have them come in front? Guys, I'll ask you guys to line up in front of the senators. Team, line up in front of the senators so we can take a group picture, please. The short one in front, the big one in the back. Come in front, you're shorter than her. The short ones in front, short ones in front. Yeah, sure. Alvin.
Can you guys here fill in over here, sir? Can you see everybody in the shot? Jamal, yes, no? Yes? Okay. All right, now, who's taking a picture?
Give yourself a round of applause. What mic do I have?
Okay.
Everybody done gone.
For the record.
The senior mock session of Wednesday, May 28th.
Hold on.
The senior mock session of Wednesday, May 28, 2025 is hereby adjourned.
All right. Yeah.